Our response is that he's a terrorist. He is as much a religious scholar as Osama bin Laden was. He was implicated in inciting people, recruiting people, providing weapons and munitions for people, and he was involved in attacks against security people and police stations that led to the killing of the innocent. In Saudi Arabia, we're very determined to confront terrorism and confront it robustly and firmly. We will show no mercy to those who kill the innocent. The individual, along with the other 46 individuals, had their due process. They went through the courts. The courts have appealed. It was reviewed by the Supreme Court. These were open trials. The media, both domestic and foreign, had access to them if they wanted to. The records are available. The charges are clear. The convictions are clear. And when the sentences were carried out, that was the end of it. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia should be commended for showing resolve and taking a firm position against people who kill the innocent, not condemned for it. And as far as the Iranians are concerned, what I find very puzzling is this individual is a Saudi citizen. He committed a crime in Saudi Arabia. He was sentenced in Saudi courts, and the sentence was carried out by Saudi authorities. What does Iran have to do with this? They execute hundreds of people every year. Nobody says anything about it. This is their system. And so for the Iranians to inject themselves into our domestic affairs is in line with what Iran has been doing for years throughout the region. In Lebanon, in Syria, in Iraq, in Bahrain, in Yemen. They have been providing supplies to terrorists. They have been recruiting people. They have been assassinating people. They have been sowing sectarianism in the region, splitting the Islamic world. Their policies are in violation of all the norms and customs and that the international community has been based on, and yet, and so we've decided to say enough is enough, and as a consequence we cut off our ties with the Iranians.
So why is this happening now, given that backlog of events, given Iran's involvement not just in trying to foment problems across the region, but also in attacks, personal attacks, even planned on yourself? What happened now that has made you decide to cut ties?
At a certain point, everybody reaches their limit. The Iranians have gotten away with murder, literally, for more than 30 years. The attacks against the American embassy in Beirut, the attacks against the American Marines at Beirut airport, the kidnapping and assassination of diplomats in Beirut and elsewhere, the fact that they harbored the individuals who were implicated in the Khobar bombing in 1996. One of them was apprehended last year carrying an Iranian passport, even though he's a Saudi citizen. They harbored Al-Qaeda leaders after 2001. Some of them are still there. The order to blow up the compounds in Riyadh in 2003 came from an Al-Qaeda operative who was based in Iran at the time. The Iranians are known to be involved in this. The Iranians sent their militias to fight on behalf of Bashar al-Assad, with the consequence being more than 250,000 Syrians killed and more than 12 million people displaced. The Iranians have smuggled explosives into Bahrain and weapons. They've tried to do the same in Saudi Arabia. They did the same in Kuwait. The Iranians have sent supplies and weapons and money and personnel to support the Houthis in Yemen so that they can take over Yemen and present a threat to Saudi Arabia. So we see Iran's nefarious activities all over the region. And so we have had grievances with them, which we have made clear to them. We have tried to engage the Iranian government on this issue. We have told them that if they want to have good relations with the countries of the region, they should act as responsible members of the international community, and they should cease and desist activities that are hostile or aggressive. Unfortunately, this is not what we have seen, and so this latest round was just where we just said enough is enough. We have to make a stand. Our public will not tolerate continued Iranian aggression towards Saudi Arabia without a response, and so the response we took is to cut off our relations with Iran and close down Iran's embassy and missions in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.